Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Georgia, I hope you're well. Welcome to my March TBR. We are already on our third TBR of the year, which is honestly crazy. But as always, we are going to be using my TBR jar to pick 6 books for the month of March. Now, in the month of March, we have so many new releases coming out and so many pre-orders that I already have. So let's quickly go through those because this is going to obviously throw my TBR immediately out the window. Because I don't have any of those physical books yet, because they're not out yet, I don't want to put them on my TBR because it feels kind of like cheating. Let's just quickly go through those. So at the time of filming this, we're not quite at the 24th of February yet, but on the 24th of February we have And Now Back to You by B.K. Borison. We'll immediately be reading that. On the 3rd of March we've got In Her Own League by Liz Tomforde, again, immediate read. Book of Blood and Roses by Callie Hart on the 10th of March, immediately reading. And then on the 24th of March we've got Starside by Alex Astor, as well as The Night We Met by Abby Jimenez. I want to immediately read those as well. And then we also have The Mother of Death and Dawn, which is book 3 in this series, so I won't be reading that straight away. But equally, that's 5 books that I probably want to read pretty much straight away. So there's every chance this is all going completely out the window anyway, but there are some videos in this month that I will need to read other books for, so we're going to pick a TBR regardless. I might just do a reading new releases video in March because I will be reading a lot of those immediately after receiving them, so that might be a good idea. But all in all, I'm going to pick 6 books anyway. I'm going to try and stick to my TBR cart. This is my TBR cart here. This is basically my goal cart. I still have 300 books on my physical TBR, so obviously there's not 300 of those here, but this has kind of my goals for the year. So it's got my 26 and 2026 books that are already out, and it also has the next book in the series that I'm in the middle of, just so that I am sticking true to my goals this year. So this is what we're going to try and stick to, but equally, if I pull a prompt and none of these books work, or if there's another book that I just want to read more, I'll just get it off my bookshelves. I'm not that strict about it. So grab a drink, grab a snack, let's pull 6 books for my March TBR. As always, we do have our monster for today. I don't feel like that sounded as good as usual. Straight out of the fridge, it's so cold. Let's go in for our first prompt. Oh, we've got 2 yellows. No, one yellow. Orange, yellow, I don't really know. Our first prompt, we have a book with a 1-word title. We have options. At the top over here, which you can't actually see, can you? Should we pull this over a little bit? Can you see them all now? I think you can kind of see them all now. So at the top over here, I've got Skyshade by Alex Astor. Skyshade is 1 word. They're all written off. Riftborn, that could be good fun. Glint, 1 word. Scarred, 1 word. Mate would be finishing off a series. Exodus would be continuing a series. I don't really want to read Clyde yet because I still want to read The Score. I want to finish that series first. The rest are kind of written off. Maybe we could go for Skyshade. I think I might go for Skyshade by Alex Astor. This puts me 1 book closer to being up to date with the series. I don't have Crown Tide yet because it's not out in paperback in the UK. So once I've read this one, I've literally got the novella, and then I'm classing it as up to date until Crown Tide comes out on paperback. But it would be nice to read this and sort of get up to date with this before Starside comes out. So I do think I'd quite like to get through as much as I can of her YA series before I jump into her adult series at the end of March. So this might be a good idea, and this is also one that I could audio. So this is book 3 in the Lightlark series by this author. It's a YA fantasy romance. It's sort of trials and competitions. We've had the main sort of trials and competitions in book 1, and then there's a bit of a love triangle situation going on. And book 2 kind of followed one side of it, and I think this kind of follows the other side of it. This is where I want it to go, so I'm hoping to get more of that in this book here, but I am definitely looking forward to giving this one a go. I can't really tell you much more about it without giving you any spoilers, but I really enjoy this one. The magic system's really interesting, so I'm looking forward to getting further on with this one. Let's go in for prompt number 2. I'm going right to the bottom for this one. We have another orangey one. Okay, we have a book on my Kindle TBR, so this does kind of completely throw this out the window, but I know exactly what I'm going to choose for this one because I've been sort of ignoring it and forgetting about it for a while. I think I'm going to go for Savage Fae by Caroline Peckham and Susanna Valenti. This is book 2 in the Ruthless Boys of the Zodiac series, so I'm doing the Zodiac series in the order where you do the first 3 books in Zodiac Academy, and then book 1 to 5 in the Ruthless Boys of the Zodiac, and then the rest of Zodiac Academy. And I've kind of forgotten about it. I think I read the last book. Well, let's have a look, actually. It was like mid last year, I think. I finished book 1 in the Ruthless Boys of the Zodiac on the 3rd of August. So it's been that long since I've picked it up, and I'm really, really enjoying it as well. So I do think I'm going to pick that back up. So my second book for the month of March is going to be Savage Fate, which is book 2 in the Ruthless Boys of the Zodiac. Again, I can't really tell you much about it with it being part of a series, but this one follows a different character in a different academy as Zodiac Academy, and sort of like the trouble that she's having with a group of guys as well. So it's a very similar sort of setup, but it's in a completely different part of that universe. So really good fun though. I am really enjoying it. It does feel quite different. She's sort of like trying to figure out the murder of her brother, and that's why she's gone to this academy, which is really interesting. So we've got like that murder mystery element running through it as well, but I'm definitely looking forward to jumping back into that series. I miss it. I genuinely miss it. Let's go in for prompt number 3 then. Get one from the bottom. I have a green one. Let's see what this one is. Start a new series. Okay. This feels naughty. I feel like I've already started 2 series in the month of Feb, but that's okay. That's okay. There are definitely some options on here. So these are all continuing series. I could do Night in the Moth. Book 2 comes out this year, I believe, doesn't it? Do we do Night in the Moth? I don't think I'm feeling Daughter of No Worlds. I don't think I want to start that one yet. Book of Blood and Roses is a standalone as far as I'm aware. I'm not entirely sure with that one. Riftboard, I'm not in the mood to start that series yet. These are all continuing. I don't think I'm ready for the Throne of Glass yet. I don't think I'm ready to start that. I don't know. Just no. These are all continuing. I could start Wild Love by Elsie Silver. A False Start is the only book left on my February TBR that I haven't read yet. So if I read that, I'll finish that one and I'll be ready to start a new Elsie Silver series. So that is definitely an option. I don't want to do Collide, Consider Me, or Face Off, because I've already got a few sport romance on the go at the minute, so I don't really want to start another one. Haunting Adeline, definitely an option. Or, God of Malice. God of Malice. Do we do that? Oh, that is an option. I think we're going to do it, you know. I was very tempted to do Elsie Silver, but I think we might go for a bit of Rena Kent. I haven't read any Rena Kent yet, and I've got quite a lot of her books now, so I think we're going to do this. So this is book 1 in the God of Malice series by Rena Kent. I have heard the most amazing things about this entire series. I think there's 6 in this one in particular, but obviously she has the full sort of like Rena-verse. So it just says on the back, don't romanticize me or you'll be eaten alive. Killian Carson is a predator cloaked in charm. His charisma fools everybody, except Glyndon King. She sees the psychopath beneath and knows she should run, but a dark part of her craves the danger, knowing he'll chase her, and she might just want to be caught. Glyndon has never been anyone's favourite, always falling short of her family expectations. But Killian, he doesn't expect anything except that she is now his. Their schools are rivals, their family lifelong enemies, but none of that matters to him. Can 2 broken souls heal each other, or will their twisted desires tear them apart? As their pasts collide in more disturbing ways than they might have imagined, it could either strengthen their bond or be their undoing. I'm really excited about this. I've had this specific book on my TBR for probably about a year and a half now, nearing on 2 years possibly even, but I now have the entire series, so I am ready to jump into this one and give it a go. I think this one is going to be very interesting and a nice little dark romance to add to my TBR for March. So prompt 3, we have Start a New Series, and I'm going to go for God of Malice by Rena Kent. Very, very exciting. Prompt number 4, I have another orangey, yellowy one. I've got 3 of those. I've got a sport romance. Can you read this? Come on. A sport romance. And I'm not in the mood to start a new one. So we are going to go for... Is it time to read Heated Rivalry? I think it is. Let's go get it. I think it's time. This is the next book in the Game Changers series for me, and I think it's time. I think it's time we do it. We're going to put Heated Rivalry by Rachel Reed on my TBR for March. This will then mean that I can watch the series, I believe. I've been talking to some of the book girls, and they said you only actually need to read the first 2 books to be able to watch the series. So we're going to do this. So this one just says on the back, nothing interferes with pro hockey star Shane Hollander's game. Now that he's captain of the Montreal Voyagers, he won't let anything jeopardise that. Definitely not the sexy rival he loves to hate. Boston Bears captain Ilya Rozanov is everything Shane's not. The self-proclaimed king of the ice, he's as cocky as he is talented. No one can beat him, except Shane. Publicly, they're enemies. Privately, they can't stop touching each other. The smart thing to do? Walk away. Once a few secret hookups turns into a struggle to keep their relationship out of the press, the truth could ruin them both, but for Shane and Ilya, secrecy is soon no longer an option. Okay, so we meet Ilya in book 1 anyway. He is sort of like a bit of an arse through book 1 with our main character in that one. And obviously Shane is new to the scene for this book and this series so far. If you've been on TikTok, you'll know the situation with these two because it is all that's on TikTok at the moment. But I am very excited to give this one a go. This one's gonna be a lot of fun, I just know it is. And then I'll actually be able to watch the series, which is what I'm wanting, really, let's be honest. So I'm really excited to read this one. This has been everyone's favourite in the series so far from what I've seen, so I'm definitely looking forward to jumping into this one and giving it a go. I think it's going to be so much fun. So book 4 for March, we are going to jump into Heated Rivalry by Rachel Reed. I am so excited about this. Let's go in for prompt number 5. So let's dig in. We have a purple one. Ooh, I've had this one a few times now, over the time of me having my TBR jar. A book with a sword on the cover. Let's have a nosy, shall we? I'm automatically going sort of like fantasy-esque. Knight in the Moth. Really? The Knight in the Moth doesn't have a sword on the cover? Okay, that edition of that book is so heavy. That right there is a sword on the cover. We are going to go for The Ashes in the Starcase King by Carissa Broadbent. This book is huge, which is why it's been put off for as long as it has. But I do feel like it is probably time to do this. I read book 1 of this a year ago. I read it on the 18th, or I finished it on the 18th of February 2025. So I do feel it is time. I have put this off for as long as possible. It's time to just read it, isn't it? So this is book 2 in the Crowns of Nyaxia series. It's the second book in the Nightborn duet. So the first one follows our main 2 characters, Araya and Rain. I think this is sort of like the rest of their story. So I've been wanting to read this forever. I'm just intimidated by big books, but I did say at least 1 big book a month, so here it is, I guess. So yeah, we're going to jump in for this one, I believe. So it's the only book I can find that's actually got a sword on the cover anyway, so that's on my TBR cart. We're going to have to do it. We're just going to have to jump in. So, like I say, this is the second book in this series. So we've got lots of continuing series. 4 of our books so far are continuing series, so maybe it's also time to do one of those videos. I really, really, really enjoyed book 1. It was actually a 5-star for me, so I'm really hoping for the same going forward into this book as well. So there we have it. The Ashes in the Starcase King by Carissa Broadbent, a book with a sword on the cover. I have a lot of really thick, chunky books this time, so I am slightly terrified about what my last book's going to be, because these are some big ass books. Let's go in for our 6th and final prompt. A pink one. Let my partner choose. Okay, he is actually at work, but he should be on his dinner break, so let's give him a call. Hello. You can either pick one off here, or you can pick one off my bookshelf, but I need you to pick me a book for my March TBR. Is there any you want to see closer up?
No. Iron Flame.
You do realise that means you're also reading Iron Flame?
Yeah, that's fine.
Are we doing it?
Yeah, sure.
Are we continuing the buddy read?
Yeah, can do.
You sure?
Yep.
Okay. Okay?
Alright. Love you.
Love you.
See
See you later. You heard the man. He's having a very, very busy day at work, so he couldn't really stay on and chat very long. But he has chosen Iron Flame. I have too many very big books on my TBR for this one that is intimidating. It is scary. But we are going to be jumping into Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros. Emma, thank you, son, for that one. You know what Iron Flame is. This is book 2 in the Empyrean series by this author. First one being Fourth Wing. It's this series up here. You can see it peeking out. I actually read up to part 1 of this already ages ago, so I can't decide whether I should reread it or if I can just pick it up from part 2, because I do actually remember it very vividly, but I feel like I will be a lot better if I just read it again, so we'll decide. But me and James were buddy reading this at the beginning of last year, end of 2024, beginning of 2025, so I'm going to rope him into finishing it with me, so I'll see what he thinks. We'll have a bit of a brainstorm, but I definitely need to finish this series. I've been putting it off for too long now, so we're going to give it a go. We are going to add this to the TBR for the month. So, Let My Partner Choose. James has chosen Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros. So I have so many like big ass books for this month. This is terrifying. So there we have it, my March TBR. They are literally falling over because it's getting quite empty now, which I don't know whether to be happy about or not. But yeah, that is my March TBR all chosen. So let's quickly just recap the books that I've got. So we have a book with a one-word title. I have Sky Shade by Alex Astor. This is book 3 in the Lightlock series by this author. We then have a book on my Kindle TBR, and I have gone for Savage Fate by Suzanne Valenti and Caroline Peckham. This is book 2 in the Ruthless Boys of the Zodiac series. Very excited to get back into that one, it's been a long time. I then have Start a New Series, and I have gone for God of Malice by Rina Ken. I am excited to give this one a go. I have been missing that dark romance edge, so this one will be a lot of fun. I then pulled a sport romance, and I have decided to go for Heated Rivalry by Rachel Reed. This one is definitely one I'm excited for. It means that I can finally watch the series. We next have a book with a sword on the cover, and we have got Carissa Broadbent's The Ashes and the Starcase King. This is book 2 in the Crowns of Nyxia series and the second book in the Nightborn duet. I rated book 1 5 stars, so I'm really looking forward to giving this one a go. I've put it off long enough. Truncate, but it's time. And then finally, we have Let My Partner Choose. I ranked James, and he has chosen Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros. It's about time. I mean, come on. I read this forever ago. I actually reread book 1 in this series last year, and I still haven't picked this up. So it's time. It is time. So that is my March TBR. I feel like I've got a good mix of things going on here. I've got 4 fantasies, 1 romance and 1 dark romance. So we've got a bit of a selection going on, but I think this is going to be quite a heavy reading month. So let's go. Like I said, this TBR is very likely to go completely out of the window because there are so many new releases that I just really, really, really want to get to. So there is every chance that this is going straight out the window. But we can try. We can try. I'm going to be good. I'm going to try. That is everything for today's video. If you've read any of these books, let me know what you thought of them in the comments down below. I always love hearing your guys' opinions. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And as always, my social media, my Amazon, my Goodreads and my business email will all be in the description bar below. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you guys are well. Take care.